Another question that I see sometimes is individuals who, may retire at age 65. They have a year or two of retirement and they just get bored and they're looking for something to keep them busy. They do go pick up another job and that job does, provide some type of employer health coverage. They're a group health plan and they've already taken Medicare A&B at age 65 because they were, kind of planning on retiring, even though it didn't end up, working out for them there. And I think, to be honest with you, too, some of the stuff that's going on right now out there with the coronavirus, COVID-19 may affect that some, too. People are having some kind of unplanned expenses and may need to go back to work for a little while here. So if an individual has already taken A&B and then they're presented with an opportunity to pick up a group health plan, what would your advice be in that situation?
They should probably consider taking that group health plan option. And if they did, then chances are they could, at that point, drop Part B. I don't know that they would want to also drop A because, like we've mentioned, it's premium free. But the Part B, they may be paying as little as $144.60 here in 2020 or up to as much as almost $500. But if they did have a group health plan option, it goes back to the answer I gave in the earliest part of this podcast. It's in the math, and we really need to take a look at what are you paying now for Medicare, and what would you have to pay if you decided to elect the group health plan option. So again, just looking at the total risk and saying, okay, if you did take the group health plan option, what would your coinsurance and deductible be? Would you have to pay out of pocket more than, say, $5,000? Because that's a very common thing in today's group health plan world, as much as $8,000 or so often. With Medicare, though, if they've got a good, solid Medicare supplement plan, or in some cases a Medicare Advantage plan, they may not have any out-of-pocket risk. So why would they want to expose themselves if they are paying about the same amount of money? It may be in their best interest to keep Medicare. So, not to sound like a broken record here, but again, it just depends on the situation. And that's why we would always encourage the brokers to call us up and say, hey, I got a guy, I got a gal, here's what's going on. What do you think we should do? And let's take a look at the math and try to figure that out.
And so if an individual, let's say, is age 65 and they did take a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medicare supplement, a PDP there, and then, again, kind of took a new job opportunity where they could get a group health plan, are they able to drop those plans when they do pick up that group health coverage, or how does the transition from that current Medicare product that they're on to that group health plan actually look if they do decide to move forward with enrolling into the employer coverage there?
Well, they would need to contact Medicare and let them know that they need to drop Part B. That would be one step, and the other steps involved could be if they've got a health plan, Medicare supplement, and a separate drug plan, Part D, they would need to contact each one of those companies and tell them they would like to terminate their coverage. And then they would not necessarily be charged those premiums going forward. And then enrolling in the group health plan, then of course that would be through a payroll deduction or whatever. I'm not certain because every situation is different. Sometimes there's a Section 125 involved that might give them a little bit more breathing room, as far as tax efficiencies. But then let's take that on the reverse. Let's say that they do elect the group health plan, and now 2 years later they decide, I've done enough here. I'm ready to hang it back up, and what do I do now? Well, it's easy to just disenroll from the group health plan, but then you're going to need to take a certain form back to the Social Security office and sit down when you re-enroll in Part B to show that in that 2-year period, in this example, that they have had other creditable coverage. And if that's the case, then there will be no penalties, and the person can just simply re-enroll. They've had a loss of other creditable coverage. That'll open up a special enrollment period, and they can just simply go down there and enroll, and at that point, get back in touch with the Medicare company and also their Part D, whatever might be appropriate for them at that point in time, and re-enroll in the health and drug plans.